Hello, this is Palagi. Thank you for tuning into my channel, and today I want to talk about strops. First of all, getting a razor sharp blade can be a very daunting task for sure. Just like anything else, knife sharpening requires a systematic approach without which will leave you wondering what and where you've gone wrong. The strop, aka strap or razor strop, is a tool used to finish an already sharpened knife or blade. Its purpose is to refine impurities on a microscopic level and results in a next level edge. It can also be used after each use to keep an edge very sharp for a very long time, provided no damage is done to that edge during your cutting tasks. So what constitutes a strop? Well, a strop can be just about anything that can refine an edge. There are people who use cardboard, magazine covers, polishing wheels, and really countless other improvised methods. While all of them can be effective and considered a strop is normally a piece of leather. Whether it be a long, thick belt or just a strip of vegetable tan leather glued on a board, these are the more traditional interpretations of a strop. The nice thing about them is they are very easy to make since leather and wood are the main ingredients. So compound will be different from one manufacturer to another. Even if it is the same color, the grit size can vary greatly. The most common colors you may see are black, green, white, even red. Green is probably the most popular as it's normally somewhere in the middle in terms of grit size, but it too can be vastly different from one manufacturer to another. It is normally aluminum oxide and is usually somewhere around 1 micron in grit size. In other words, you don't want to try to sharpen a dull knife on it because it's just not going to happen. So what side of the leather should be used? This is really entirely up to the individual. I normally prefer using the smoother side, however I will say that the furry side may take whatever compound you're using much easier as the fibers naturally retain it better. You may also find it may suit you to glue both the smooth and furry side to either side of the board. This way you can load up one side with compound and leave the other side plain, or just do two different compounds. If you find the smooth side difficult to load with the compound, you can abrade the surface with sandpaper or even cut it up a little bit. It may take some experimenting to find your exact preference, but that's part of the fun. So how do you load the strop? Well, the answer will differ depending on who you ask, so I'll address a couple different methods. First, you can grab your compound and just use it like a crayon and color your strop to your satisfaction, and that works just fine. If you use paste, you can use something like a toothbrush or even a popsicle stick to even things out. You can also use a heat source, whether it be a stove, a heat gun, a blow dryer, a torch, or really any number of other ways. You'll want to heat up the leather itself as well as the compound. This will make it easier to apply it. The heat will also help the leather soak up the compound. So how much is entirely up to you. I will say my main strop doesn't have a whole lot on it and it works really well. Remember, you can always add more. Just playing around, I decided to apply the compound liberally to test a strop and ended up evening it out with a popsicle stick. The strop was very effective as well, so in short, the process is pretty tough to mess up. What compound should you use? Well, at risk of sounding like a broken record, this too is user preference. If you're really not sure and want a good starting point, I'd advise you to find some decent green aluminum oxide compound. Some of the more popular brands come from like Bark River. There's some chalky compound by the name of Herb's Yellowstone compound and plenty of generic brands out there that'll work really well. Some people even use Jeweler's Rouge with good results. I was just recently testing out some green polishing compound from Harbor Freight, and although the consistency is a bit different, it produced an incredible edge. And some guys prefer diamond compound when working with more abrasion-resistant steels. One thing I will say is normal compound, you might find it works easier or quicker with normal steels like 1095, 5160, AUS 8, 8013 MOV. Some of those normal steels, you'll see the results much quicker, and it really works well with those steels. when you start getting up into the S30Vs and beyond, it might take a little more effort. So it just be aware of that fact. But anyway, you guys, thank you so much for tuning into my channel. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to leave your mark down in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video or if it was helpful, please feel free to drop a like or subscribe to the channel. Anyway, until next time, this is Palagi, signing off.